Somebody hit the intro.
Boom shakalaka. The Knicks is the difference. Our grit, that's the difference. These kids are just different. And our pop, you know we lit. Brass tag the parlay lord. Let's go.
Fraz, holla at us, man.
Oh, he dropped off.
He's going. Well, while Fraz going, yeah. You already know the Vibery is your favorite Knicks N Ish panel. Uh, including not limited to. That's the part I always mess up. Including not limited to. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I was messing it up, Fraz.
Listen, nah. My bad. You know, the little technical difficulties. Let me give y'all the proper introduction. Like, yeah. Live and direct once again on your YouTube screen. It is your favorite Knicks N Ish panel. And of course, y'all already know the Vibery because I am the one and only Parlay Lord, aka Fraz Taz, here in the building with the Knicks N Ish panel, never limited to, but always including the First Lady of Knicks N Ish, Mrs. Knicks, is in the building. We love you, sis. Do not forget. I know this. You hear that? Wait, what's that in the background?
I'm a spark plug.
Yes, in championship mode tonight himself, our host of the show, T Time, is in the building. And of course, shout out to my good brother, Mr. Yatu Saba himself, Kev Rodriguez. You already know what it is, big bro. Press like for your favorite panel. Sharing is always caring if you do. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you set your bell to all so you get all notifications when Knicks N Ish goes live. Do remember, good people, going over to the Knicks N Ish Shopify and cop yourself some merch. We have the fabled Lucky Tea Time hoodie, because that's what I'm calling it now, since he wore it. It's somewhere back there. He's looking for it right now. You see it?
I can't find it right now.
Of course, we got the mugs, the glasses, the drinking glasses, blankets, socks, and much, much more. Going over to the Knicks N Ish Shopify and copy yourself some merch. The link is scrolling across the top or the bottom of the screen, depending on how you viewing it. Let me see what the housekeeping is looking like real quick. Marley Marl, my motherfucking brother.
My God,
Shout
what's
out
the
to you,
word?
man. And before I continue, real quick, I just want to say, over this past weekend, this was the first opportunity that me and my brothers got to finally meet Marley Marl in person. Marley Marl, man, much love,
That's fire.
bro. Hoping for more future meetups coming up.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? It was great to see Marley Marl for the first time in person pop out on us. You know what I mean? We was chilling at Riverside Park. But I don't want to take away too much from the live right now. You know what I mean? I'll get to that later. But Sean, we see you in the building. What up, champ?
What up, champ? Oh, you know who in the building too. You know she in the building.
Oh, of course. I've been waiting for the longest. Darlene! Yes, Darlene. Welcome in, champ. You a champ as well, you know what I mean? So, I believe, and I'm going to let T-Time take over in a second. I believe T-Time wanted to start off with a former Knicks coach who just recently passed away. So
GM,
T-Time,
president, GM, president of basketball operations, something like that, right?
yeah.
R.I.P. to Don Nelson, man. You know, once a Knick, always a Knick. I do remember his tenure being. I can't remember it offhand, like I should have done my research, but I do remember it being like a bright spot in the dark years. It was hope. There was hope there when Don Nelson was around, and we did do some good things. And you know, once a Knick, always a Knick. You know, he lived a full life. You know what I mean? He's a NBA legend, and you know, just wanted to say R.I.P. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Shout out to Don Nelson. Prayers to his family and all that good stuff, right? So, boom. Let's get into some action. Pause. Yeah, you know, schedule just released. Well, not the schedule, but you know, Mike, what's the word? Yeah, Ron, do what's the word? Yeah, so yes, sis. What you doing here, sis?
Oh, my bad, my bad.
I'm trying to get into that mode. You feel me? Hey, listen. I don't know if y'all be watching the reels. Well, let me just ring night is set. Knicks versus Sixers opening night. Very first game. Very first night of the NBA, very first Knicks game, very first night of NBA basketball. They are already trying to hype up what's supposed to be the ECF finals. And excuse me, I don't think the Sixers gonna make it that far, but that's another story, right? And I'm gonna say this: I don't know if y'all be watching the reels on Knicks N Ish. I created a reel with Shams dropping Sham ball. You feel me? Shams ball. What's gonna happen? I mean, what's the game? And then the next transition was Josh Hart because it's gonna be a Philly smoke pack ring night. Ring night. I don't know what they thought. I don't know what they thought. You feel me? Pack them up. Pack them up early. And I'm not gonna be long-winded. I'm gonna pass it to the panel, and then I'm gonna get back to talking how I talk. You feel me, sis? Holla at me. Knicks, Sixers, opening night, ring night at the Garden.
I mean, I have mixed feelings about it, to be honest. I kind of knew it was going to happen because the NBA be dick riding, like straight up dick riding. I don't think that Philly deserves an opening night against us after we whip their ass in the playoffs. I don't think they're deserving of an opening night. But since y'all want to give them to us, don't later make excuses saying, oh, it's the first game with them together. Oh, they need time to gel. Don't give us those excuses because that wasn't in y'all mind when y'all gave them to us first game of the season. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that I'm going to dislike about it. I'm going to love the fact that the Knicks said no to LeBron and he now has to watch us lift all three of our banners. I'm going to love that we swept Embiid, Maxey, and VJ, and they're going to have to watch us lift our banners. Yeah, I mean, I've said it show after show since all the madness with Philly happened. I ain't worried about them. I'm not worried about them game 1. I'm not worried about them game 82. I'm not worried about them 2026 playoffs.
Talk about a sis. Talk about a sis. Brad, holla at me, man.
You
Oh,
on
wait,
mute?
wait. Mute. You on mute. You on
Wait,
mute.
my bad. I got you. Hold on.
Bring it
First and
back.
foremost, shout out everybody in the building. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the vibes. Couple of points real quick I want to touch on this Knicks Sixers game, right? The first thing is this, all right? This is not just an opening night, people, all right? This is the start of the championship defense, all right? This is the start of our championship defense year, all right? And what better way to show where you stand than defeating a revamped Philadelphia Sixers team with Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, KCP, and whoever else they added, right? That's gonna make it. It's already a spectacle. We knew that this was going. Well, I can't say we. Let me rephrase that. I'm gonna
We
say
knew.
I kind of had the feeling. Well, we did, but I really had a feeling because you got to look at the events that happened before the schedule got made. Remember, we was waiting on LeBron. The NBA was waiting on LeBron to pick where he was going so that the schedule could be created. And once they figured, I already knew it was gonna be some kind of marketing scheme. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, the NBA is about ratings, people. Whether you think so or not, this sport is about ratings. This is entertainment, all right? And at the end of the day, they going for their ratings. So I kind of figured that it would be a switch up to the schedule because I really would have loved to defeat the San Antonio Spurs in the final rematch in the first game of the season. But they could they could unwrap belt to ass on Christmas when we give them that present. You feel me? So at the end of the day,
We're
it
gonna get
don't
to that.
really matter to me.
We're
You
gonna
know
get
what I
to
mean?
that. We for sure we're gonna get to that.
Okay. So the second thing, and this is kind of like a question, really. This is a hypothetical. I don't need an answer, but this is a hypothetical for everybody out there, right? Do you feel that the championship celebration is going to create more pressure? I feel like in a way, yes, and in a way, no. In a way, no, because it's like we got the monkey off our back. We won the title. We did what we've been waiting for 53 years for, which is be the champ. But then on the other hand, it's like now people are going to say, prove it wasn't a fluke. Because if you look back at the last 7, 8 years in the NBA, it has not been a repeat champion. Okay?
So
So that's the two sides of the coin. Go ahead, T-Tom.
my fault, Fraz. Did not mean to cut you off. But I want them in the comments to answer what Fraz just said, which is a fire question. Do you think, you know, the repeat adds more pressure on the Knicks, right? I need those answers in the comments, but I'm going to answer it as well. Yes, but who the cares? You feel me? Because our team is built for the pressure. You don't think there was like insufferable pressure going into the finals, knowing that it's been 53 years since the Knicks have won a championship? Do you don't think it was pressure when the Knicks lost game two,
Three.
three? You don't think it was
Three.
because it was the first game in the Garden. You don't think it was pressure when because my mind we've been kicking so much behind. I thought we was home the first two games. That's how
Mm-hmm.
my mind was working. I'm sorry, y'all, but you don't think it was pressure losing game three and then coming back to game four and doing what we did in the most. You don't think it was pressure going into that locker room game four down 20 points after being down 27 and looking at you don't it was pressure. We are built for it. Frankie Fingers in the building was good, my
Yes,
guy,
sir.
sir. You feel me? You don't think it was pressure there? So to answer your question, yes, there's gonna be pressure, Brad. But this team is built for it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Now getting back onto this opening night thing. So they're gonna feed a team for the most part that add two humongous cogs, pause, if that's plausible, right? Two big pieces, pause. That is plausible. To their starting five. With no game played together. Practice, preseason is different. Preseason is different. There is no game like NBA regular season games. And you gonna feed them to the champs. You gonna feed them to the Wolves. Team that already been to the mountaintop, who's played together, who's gelled, and told you, hey, the offense that you saw last season was just the tip of the iceberg. So they're gonna come out with y'all think I got the wrinkles down. Oh, this is what they was doing. Then they're gonna come out and hit you with some the remix. You know, Diddy in jail, he might belong there, but this is the remix. You remember how I used to do that? They're gonna hit you with the remix. They're gonna hit you with the remix, and this is what y'all feeding them to. And then, since you called it, because that's exactly what they're gonna do. I'm gonna clip this too tomorrow morning. I'm clipping this part, calling it out that what the Sixers fans is going to do, and I'm gonna do a montage. I'm gonna do a montage of them doing it. Then I'm gonna put this right behind it. I'm gonna put this right behind that. Don't say it's just game one, but that's exactly what they're gonna do. And there's a serious. It's gonna be serious. I'm telling you. The crowd is gonna be ruckus. You feel me? We got the rings. They gonna be in there like this on them. Hey, hey. They gonna be in there like this on them. The crowd gonna be crazy. this is the part that's going to get the six, because they're going to go in there feeling like they done formed Voltron, right? But what they don't understand is that the team standing across from them don't give no, it's about none of that. They're not intimidated about LeBron, Joel Embiid, or Jaylen Brown. We packed Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid up. Joel Embiid got packed up twice. He got packed up twice. Jaylen Brown got packed up with the Boston Celtics team that I personally think is better than the Sixers team. That Boston Celtics team that we sent home is better than the Sixers team. And then, just posted the picture in the group chat of Joel Embiid knees. That is the sorriest sight for knees I've ever seen in my life. You got one looking like the Incredible Hulk, swollen, brolic looking, kind of weird. Then the other one looking dark, the other one looking anemic. I wouldn't even say the Incredible Hulk because that would insinuate that as brolic. It looked like Eddie Murphy in Nutty Professor when he was mixing through the serum. One knee versus the other. That's what it looked like. It's a wrap. Them knees is done. He talking about I feel healthy. Your knees don't look it, homie. Your knees don't look it.
You felt healthy every season and ain't been. And ain't been.
So now you also got to throw in the fact that if Cat has never been more confident in his whole career about who he is as an NBA basketball player, you're going to have to deal with championship Cat. The guy that knows, not only am I a champ, I played a pivotal role. A pivotal role. I was locking up the guy that they said was the face of the NBA. I was locking him up defensively, giving him hell. So we talking about two-way Cat. Joel Embiid might have to step out and have to guard him because you can't put nobody else on him. Who you gonna put on LeBron at his age? Excuse me, sir. We're going to the cup. Listen, I get it, LeBron. And I was one of those people who said I wouldn't mind him on the roster. I was probably the only person who said I wouldn't mind him on the roster. At 42, scoring 21, 6 and 6. I just thought that with everything that we had, that fits well. But him, because to me, I didn't feel like he needed to be a major pivotal cog on that team. I feel like he has to be a major pivotal cog. Like he has to be somebody who produces at a high level for that to be something relative or make it to the Eastern Conference Final. And I don't think that's gonna work when you come against our team. Who LeBron checking? They're gonna put him on Josh so he could play off. LeBron is the most falling asleep on defense person ever. Josh sneaks over to that corner, those back cuts all day, because LeBron gonna be like this. And then he gonna get mad and yell at somebody else for not playing defense. You know what I mean? Oh, I can't wait.
Or you're gonna leave him open and try and help defend Cat or Brunson, and we already know what happens then.
Flat.
We already know what happens. And not only that, T, like you said, an important thing is team chemistry, right? Like we learned that in regular season last year. You know what I mean? And so them not playing one game together before having to play us, one with an offense, like you said, that is being just discovered and now altered over the summer, to then Philly's front office or coaching staff saying they're going to have LeBron run the point, which then changes their offense from what they're used to and also puts everyone else out of position, right? Because if you're running LeBron at the point, you're basically putting VJ at the 4, which means he's going to have to defend the likes of OG Anunoby, who's just going to murder him because he ain't big enough. You know what I mean? You're putting everybody out of position. So you're going to be trying something in game 1 against the champs who, and it's not going to end well for y'all. And this is why I'm bookmarking all these Philly content creators that think that y'all about to hand us our first L on ring night, which is hilarious to me. And I mean, I get it. Y'all fans of that team and you're supposed to be confident, but I'm sorry to tell y'all, LeBron ain't the savior. LeBron ain't the savior. What your team did this summer was pathetic, to be honest. Y'all should have been building around VJ and Maxey at best and getting rid of all the excess. But instead, y'all thought y'all going to create a super team to then knock us off just to get packed up.
And if LeBron running point, I'm making him shoot threes all night. I'm backing all the way up to the foul line. Shoot that. Shoot that. If you make 8 threes tonight, I'll take the loss. I'll take the loss if you make 8 threes tonight. But you ain't gonna make 8 threes. Shoot that, you bum. Shoot that. LeBron is not a strong 3-point shooter.
Nope.
Does he have nights where he could go off when he's in rhythm? For sure. He's a great basketball player. But I'll put my money that is going to be more off nights from 3 than it's going to be on nights for 3. LeBron does most of his damage getting to the cup, getting to the foul line, and in the mid range. He may be like a mid for his career, mid 30% 3-point shooter, and that's cool because then he not taking high volume 3-point shots, right? I'm making you listen. You're going to have to make 4 before I guard you. Before I check up on you at the 3-point line, you got to make at least 4. You running point. That means you bring it. I'm pressing the whole time, right? That means you're bringing the ball up the court. He's 42 years old. I'm pressing the whole time. Even though Jose is a smaller guy, I'm putting Jose on him. Oh, like when Jose come in the game, every time he bring the ball on the court, press him.
Yep.
Press him. And then once he get over the half court, fall to the free throw line. Make him shoot. Make him shoot. He's a bum from 3-point line. Bum, bro. Bum.
But you also have to think about everything else. Like, I don't think it was it's well thought out. When you think about LeBron being the point guard, that then takes Maxey off the ball. That pushes VJ really to the 5th string offensively. So you're stunting his growth, but you're also changing the flow of the offense, right? Because LeBron isn't as fast as Maxey and VJ. And so their offense is going to run a lot slower than it was. Remember when we played them in the playoffs, it's like, oh, VJ and Maxey going to run the Knicks off the court. They're too fast. Now you're going to have a 42-year-old running the offense. Yeah, LeBron is fast for his age, but he ain't Maxey fast.
Yeah. Then you got to think about now I get what they're trying to do. They're hoping for the Joel Embiid LeBron pick and roll. Now, is that going to be tough to guard? Absolutely. That's going to be tough to guard. But I'm going under all screens. It's not going to be tougher than to guard Tyrese Maxey coming off a Joel Embiid screen. I'm going
Hedging everything.
We hedging and we going under screens.
I don't think it's any different than how we defended the Spurs.
Facts.
They have a big man that could shoot. Their guards can shoot.
But what I'm saying is with LeBron, it takes away the shooting aspect. I'm not scared of LeBron coming up a pick for 3, right? If he make it, he make it. I'm not saying that he's horrible from 3. Like, let's not get that confused. That's
he's like
not what I'm saying.
I think I looked it up. Career 32%.
That's nasty work. I thought he was better than that. That's nasty work. And I think that was mostly early in his career. Later in his career, he got better. Early in his career, horrible from 3-point range. But again, if I'm coaching, which I'm not, you feel me? So my assessment could be wrong. If I'm coaching and I see that LeBron is running point and they trying to get into Joel Embiid, LeBron pick and roll, I'm sticking to Joel Embiid at all costs, and I'm going under all screens for LeBron. You're shooting that, homie. You're not getting to the cup. And we're going to take away the pass on Joel Embiid. The only option I'm giving you is the three-point shot coming off that screen all game. And if you make that shot, so be it. But I'm not going to give a roll to Joel Embiid to the cup. I'm not going to give the pause, the pop to Joel Embiid going beyond the three-point line on mid-range. I'm not giving LeBron lane. I'm not doing none of that. Like, you gonna have to shoot, homie. And then guess what? You're gonna have to abandon that play. You're gonna have to go back to Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid running the pick and roll, which causes more problems. But we already know what to do with that. We're packing that up. And then, for the Sixers fans that think, oh, because we ain't got Mitchell Robinson, we don't got nobody to guard Joel Embiid. Listen, Joel Embiid was giving us 52 the time before when we played them, and he still went home. Nigga, what are you talking about? Who cares? You feel me? Who cares? But all I know, nobody else on that team gonna beat us.
I just wanted to add on real quick. Just simply, here's why I think Philly is the perfect opponent, right? Hear me out real quick. Knicks Sixers has been very hype over the last 3 to 4 seasons. It's been a very anticipated matchup. It's actually one of the most watched matchups in recent years.
It's really fresh. The only real reason it's super hyped is because the Knicks fans take over Philly, and everyone's looking for that.
True, but hear me out. I got a few more reasons. Hear me out, all right, sis? You're absolutely right, but hear me out. All right. In one corner, you got the defending champion Knicks against this revamped contender that everybody's hyping up, the Sixers on paper, right? Of course, let's not forget, the Mecca is always a spectacle. The seats is up to what, $2,000?
To get in the building.
So you mean to tell me that's not a anticipated, hyped up matchup right there with them ticket prices? You feel me? Not to mention that, of course, the ring ceremony is going to be the big piece of the game. People are going to want to be there for that. It's going to be on TV. In fact, it's the opening game of the season on October 20th. The opening game on NBC.
But speak. Okay, Fresh, finish my fault.
I'm almost done. I'm gonna let the play real quick. I'm almost done, T-Time. I got you. 2 more things, real quick. Let's not forget, this is our first meaningful game since becoming champions. You know what I mean? It's something I want to see. I'm anticipating this myself. But now, I'm gonna land the plane with this question for everybody in the comments, and I would love an answer to this question as well. Would you rather open up against a bad team and ease into the season? Or would you open up against a contender and immediately find out where the New York Knicks stand? Give me some answers in the comments, my good people. I'm curious.
Can I answer?
Go ahead, sis. Answer that.
One thing for you, answer, sis. Speaking of being opening night, Knicks N Ish is currently working on a situation where y'all can watch the games with us. It may not be on the screen, but if you want to hear how Knicks N Ish enjoys basketball and how we interact during basketball, we're working on a situation that's going to happen. And what better way to do that than watch the 76ers get the... All right, sis, got my phone. Go ahead.
I mean, that question is a bit rhetorical because they ain't contenders. They still an ass team that got swept. Let's not forget it. Don't let the media feed us all their contenders, right? Because I've said it show after show. We've been contenders on papers for years prior to Jalen Brunson, and we saw how that worked out. You know what I mean? So they're still an ass team. You gave us an ass team. They have not proven themselves at all. And until they prove themselves to be contenders, we can't call them contenders, right? You just got swept by the Knicks. we put belt to ass to y'all the season before. You know what I mean? Y'all got some pieces, but that don't make y'all contenders.
Until they prove themselves, they pretenders, you heard? Until they prove themselves, they pretenders, you feel me? But yeah,
But I'll tell you what, the other thing I don't like about getting Philly on ring night is that, again, it's on national TV and they're going to hype up the new Sixers team, taking away from the fact that we're champions, taking away from the ring ceremony, taking away from the banner being raised. You know what I mean? Like, we know how this story goes, but you know what? That's what I hate about it. But what I love is that this Knicks team thrives when you continue to doubt us. And so, game one on national TV, you're going to talk shit about us and hype up Philly. And this Knicks team is going to do what they done season after season after season, which is shut y'all the fuck up.
and you giving that little psycho more fuel. You giving that little psycho more fuel because you know, they're going into the situation knowing that, yo, like they did this on purpose. Like it's ring night for us.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember like another team on their ring night getting like I wouldn't say formidable, but on paper such a formidable opponent. Like I don't remember it. You feel me? Like, but that it is what it is. It is what it is. Can't wait to do what we know we gonna do. Run them right up out that gym because even if they stop their starting five is very formidable. Their bench is dirt. Their bench is dirt. Nobody on that bench hasn't made any major waves in the last 4 seasons coming off the bench. I promise you. Caldwell Pope is the best player coming off the bench, and he's been dirt since he left the Lakers. Right?
Facts.
He's been dirt since he left the Lakers. So and everybody else falls behind him, and they're all dirt. But what our bench does come through, and not only do they maintain lead, they extend leads. You feel me? And we're gonna get more into that later when we start talking about, our rookie who just signed and what his future is. You feel me? But moving things right along because we gave that you gave that topic the attention that it absolutely deserved. But we going right back to more poop talking. I got my daughter here. She's up and I gotta, you know what I mean? We going right back to talking. Yo, sorry. Stop it with the nail polish, yo. I don't care. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, I know what the next topic is. The next
I do
topic.
too.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Next
I
topic
got
is part of, again, the schedule. Christmas game. So Christmas game is going to be the rematch of the NBA Finals, Knicks versus Spurs. Again, good. I'm good with that one. I'm super good with that one because didn't we play them last Christmas?
I think you might be right.
And I think we put belt to ass on Christmas Day.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I think I am too.
Facts.
Because I think this was a game that Tyler Kolek played his ass off.
Oh yes, indeed. Oh yes, indeed.
Get my bad, y'all. But yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I know y'all introduced the topic already, but yeah, he what they think gonna happen. We just beat these guys in 5 games. Yo, what they think gonna happen? We beat them in 5 games. In total, what's that? That was we are 8 or no 7-2 against them from last season. 7-2.
Hmm. What from
We
last
lost.
year, including the playoffs?
including again the cup, the playoffs.
We won two out of
7-2,
we won 2 out of 3 in the regular season.
6-2, six
Won
and
the
two.
cup, and then 4-2 in the playoff. 4-1 in the playoffs. I'm sorry. So
Yeah, that's six
yeah,
and two, right?
6-2. Yeah, six and
Six
two.
and
You're
two.
right.
What they think gonna happen? What they think gonna happen? Yeah. Oh, it's a nice story. It's a very nice story. You know, NBA NBA Finals rematch, Knicks versus Spurs. But I feel like it could have been a better matchup, honestly. When you beat somebody, when you beat somebody in the finals 4-1, that's not really calm. I don't care how you want to phrase it. Oh, they led 70 whatever percent of the time but that number is a skewed number. Yeah, they like to lean on it. That's a skewed number. They led because they dominated the first quarter. After the first quarter, the stats say the Knicks dominated every quarter after that for the finals. Spurs dominated the first quarter. We dominated every quarter after that. So in my mind, this is not even real comp. It's not even real comp. Who would I would have rather saw? Let me see. Sixers made moves in the East. Who would I rather saw? I'd rather would have seen OKC, be perfectly honest. To be perfectly honest, I would have rather seen OKC. Uh, who else? Who else? I'm trying to think who made some major moves that are
Mm.
really good. Offhand, I can't think right now. But I know it's definitely teams I'd rather seen than the Spurs. Definitely. Because we you saw what happened. It went 5 games, dog. The gentleman sweep. Gentleman sweep.
You know what the issue is? The NBA wants Wemby so bad to have that moment in MSG. They want him to have that Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant moment at the Garden. And time after time, the Knicks have been like, what y'all doing?
I said this the first year when we came to the Garden and they made it like a whole spectacle. No, it was the second year. They made the whole spectacle because I felt disrespected the first year. He's a rookie. They made the whole telecast about him. Shout out
Yeah.
to Hartenstein. Shout out to Mitchell Robinson for taking that personally. And for lack of better phrase, they beat that boy. You know what I mean? They straight B word him the whole night. You feel me? And shout out to them for that. And then next year, when he come to the Garden, it was the same kind of sentiment. And then after that, I said, as long as Jalen Brunson is a Knick, right? He's never going to have that moment.
No.
He's never going to, especially after he threw the 60-point ball in the crowd. Best believe that little psycho still remembers that. So what? I won the championship. You threw my ball in the crowd, homie. You gotta pay for that every time I see you. That's why his eyes light up every time Wimmy's guarding him. He's like, oh, I'm about to cook him. You feel me? When even I watch the best players in the NBA, the best. I watch the Ants. I watch the Shades. I watch the LeBrons. I watch the Stephs. I watch. I watch who else? I watch the Jokers. No, not Joker. Joker give Wimby work. No cap. Uh, who else I'm trying to think of? I watched the Jason Tatum's. I watched them all pass the rock when Wimby around them. I watched it. I synced it. Synced with a T. I synced it with my own eyes. Everybody stare away from Wimby when they get the rock, and even on the perimeter. But what I see is when JB gets the rock right here, look, shake him up, shake him up, shake him. Like Ice Cube said. Excuse me, sir. I got a bucket to get. I got a bucket to get. Look, over a 7'4", long arm, linky, goofy fool. And it happens on such a frequent occasion. Like it's frequent. This is not an anomaly. That wasn't just one
I
move.
mean,
I'm shooting 3-pointers over this man. I am
I mean,
5'11". Yeah, Fred.
I mean, what do you expect from JB averaging 33 points a game in the NBA Finals, man? Like, I mean, for real. Shooting 60% from three, 50 something percent for the field. Come on, man.
On a
You
hurt
know what
wrist. Come
On a
on, son.
fucked up
I
wrist.
mean? Okay. Shooting 50
What we-
plus percent from the field. And I'm glad you mentioned OKC before T-Top, because everybody always was saying, oh, SGA better than Brunson. But when we look at the playoff numbers, Brunson's actually leading SGA in more categories. What
Listen,
are we talking about, people?
listen. I'm saying,
And to be honest, OKC, I mean, they lost Lou Dort. That's huge for them.
They lost
I,
It's
more
gonna
than
be
Lou
what,
different.
Dort. They lost, but it's off their bench. They lost Wiggins.
what,
They lost
Max,
Andre
where do it
Drummond.
went?
They went to
I
Atlanta.
Atlanta. I think Atlanta.
I
Yeah.
would have rather seen Atlanta in the Christmas game versus
I
the
feel like they gave
Spurs.
us the most work in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Granted, it was only 2 games, but
Yeah. It was a 3-team deal that sent him to Atlanta.
yeah, he's
But
in Atlanta. T-Time,
yeah, but
he blacked out.
now hold on. But wait. Hold on. Where did he go? Where did he go? Okay, there we go. Hold on. I did want to ask a question, because this is gonna be a thing that I'm working on, right? But I wanna ask the people, y'all in the comments, y'all mean? Because y'all such an integral part of Knicks of it. You know what I mean? So I want to ask y'all, right? Who y'all think has more pressure to win this game? The Knicks or the Spurs? Who y'all think got more pressure? Here, I'm gonna give you
I'm
guys my take in a second, all right? About how I feel. Here's the thing, right? On one side of the coin, it's we the champs. Let's beat them again, right? On the flip side of the coin, it's y'all just lost the finals. Show everybody you better than that. So I ask, who y'all think needs this game more on Christmas night? The Spurs or the Knicks? Answers in the comments for the parlay law, please and thank you.
Good, big
Who
fact,
y'all
man.
think? Who y'all think needs this game more, the Knicks or the Spurs? Talk to me, my good people.
I
I see a
mean,
couple of Spurs in there. Mm-hmm.
go ahead,
Go ahead,
T.
sis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we
Oh,
all we
my
all
bad.
we all know who needs the game more. The team who need to get their confidence back. Oh, they added
Right.
Tobias Harris. They added Tobias Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
We packed him up
12
Ooh.
too.
points per game. 12 points per game.
How many times we gotta pack Tobias Harris up? How many times? How many times? How many times do we gotta pack him up? We packed him up with the Sixers. We packed him up with the Pistons. Now we gotta pack him up with the Spurs. Oh my God! Every time he see orange and blue, he about to have nightmares. He gonna have the
Mm-mm.
he gonna have the kind of PTSD. He gonna have the kind of PTSD that battered women have. You know, he's gonna have that same PTSD. You know what I mean? Like, the Knicks, every time. Because he goes to a different team, thinking that it might be better. This is the time that he's gonna get over that hump, and the Knicks goes, hey, little homie, let me tell you something. This ain't it. It's not about to happen for you, partner. You feel me, partner? This ain't about to happen for you. You know, everybody be leaning on so much on the growth curve of the Spurs. But what people also don't fail to mention is that sometimes that growth don't happen. Sometimes that growth don't happen. You can expect a team because they're young, everybody's gonna mature to this level. Sometimes that don't happen. We've seen it. The NBA is littered with that. People not fulfilling their fullest potential. Like, yeah, you got hope for the Castle, you got hope for Vassell, You got hope for the Harper kid, but sometimes they don't all reach their full potential. They had an amazing year, an amazing run, and let's not mention everybody want to talk about the Knicks run. It's an easy run from those guys. Easy run. Portland without Dame Lillard, all they had was Danny Avdia, and what took him to six? Took him to six. Danny
Mm-hmm.
Avdia by himself took him to six. Who they played next? They played.
Minnesota,
They played Timberwolves.
Injured
Injured.
Minnesota.
It was hurt.
Sixers.
It was hurt. No
Dante
Dante
now.
DiVincenzo. Somebody else was hurt. Took him to 6 games. Right? Pardon me. Allergies walling, y'all. Then you play the
Injured
OKC
OKC.
Thunder. Injured. No J Dub. No the Mitchell kid that come off the bench. Took you out of
Hey,
Sam. Took you out of Sam. Sam. Took you out of here. Injured. And then when y'all came to a fully healthy team that are contenders, that was out of there in five. Five. Cinco. Out of here. So I get it. I get the hype, and for to some extent, I get why the the Spurs is so hyped up. But at the end of the day, when you look at it in brass tacks, they ain't really do nothing. They ain't beat nobody.
Nope.
Nobody. They came to a situation where it was veterans ready and prime and healthy, and they got sent out of here in five. Five. Then they start using stuff like, yo, if the game was 40,
46
40,
minutes.
46
shut
minutes. Come
up.
on, man.
Shut up. You need extra time? I've never heard that in all my life of watching basketball, watching NBA finals, watching a championship contender team say, oh, if the game was just a little bit shut up. And that's the team y'all got facing us in on Christmas. It's supposed to be entertaining. We already took their heart. We already took their heart. It's over. It's over. There's no
Yeah.
rivalry there to be had. It's over, y'all. I landed plane there, y'all. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I agree. I think the Spurs needed more for confidence. They needed to build their brand back up. But it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. To them, they're going to play us like how they played OKC last season. Like beating us is going to be their championship. And that's cool. You could beat us all you want in the regular season. Because come playoff time, we know what happens, right? But I don't expect the Knicks to lose. I feel like the Spurs they didn't make any moves at all, really,
Tobias
to
Harris.
to warrant me being nervous. You know what I mean?
Lost four
Tobias
people on the bench.
Harris.
Lost
I
four people on the
mean,
bench.
Tobias Harris.
yeah, and I agree with you, T. Like you can say they have this upside because they're young and that's cool, but to me, that's the bad part is that they've hyped up this Spurs team so much that they can't live up to the hype because it's just they've been put at this pedestal of greatness without showing anything when it really mattered, right? Because realistically, yeah, y'all got to the finals and y'all all in y'all low 20s, but what did y'all do? Y'all beat the Knicks in the first quarter, like you said, and then got your ass whipped the rest. Couldn't handle the pressure of the Garden. Couldn't last the length of the game without getting fatigued. They hold Wemby at this level that he's just not ready to be at yet. Could he get there one day? Yes. But let's be realistic. He has so many flaws to his game. And for them to hype him up, he's the best defender that the NBA has ever seen. No, he's just fucking tall. He should be blocking 10 shots a game. He's 7'5". But that doesn't make him a great defender. That makes him super tall. You know what I mean? Because time after time in the finals, we saw the smallest guy on the court take him to the basket. We saw the smallest guy on the court shoot threes over him. We saw the shortest guy on the court get him, looking flustered. And so y'all putting him at a standard, and he ain't ready to be there yet. He ain't. He has no inside game. His defense really isn't that good. You know what I mean? They harp on not defending Jose and Josh to make up for having to defend Cat and Brunson. And the fact that the NBA and the refs had to alter the series because Cat was given Wemby the business. Let's not forget Cat was giving him the business before they started calling ticky-tack fouls. Yeah, they just not ready for us. Christmas is gonna be great for us Knicks fans. Like, I don't even want no Christmas gift. I just want a dub.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
just
to pick. Okay, Fred. My fault.
My bad, P-Time. My
Nah,
apologize.
you good, brother. You good.
You forgot one thing, sis. They couldn't beat us at home. 0-3 against the Knicks at home in the finals.
No, they beat us one game at home.
No, they beat us at the Garden. They didn't beat us at home. We beat them.
Oh yeah, at their home. Sorry. They beat us at the Garden.
They did not win the game at home because you was mentioning home.
No, I meant home. When you said home, I thought the Garden.
Oh, never that. No, they only had one win, and that was in the Garden. They didn't even win at home against us.
Thanks.
Not to mention, they were 6-6 on their home floor in that playoff run. 6-6.
That's not going to win you a championship. That's not going to win you a championship.
So I'm just trying to figure out why y'all was so hyped over a team that only won 6-6 at home in the finals, when you could look at the Knicks' home record and you see we only lost one game at home the entire playoffs. One. And that was the game against the Spurs. Go ahead, T-Tom.
So I want to piggyback on something that Sis was talking about, especially when it comes to Wemby's defense, because I believe that was a fire statement and is 110% true. And I want to elaborate a little bit on that and get more in depth when we talk about how they glaze him and call him the greatest defender that they ever seen. Kid, you wilding right now. I promise. I promise. Me and you about to have an issue. But yeah, like I was saying, when you talk about the greatest defender you ever seen, got to be somebody that can genuinely guard multiple positions, right? Wemby can't really guard multiple positions. He has people scared of him because he's tall. But when you have somebody like a JB who goes at him, he can't do nothing with him. When you have somebody like an It who makes up in their mind, like, I'm fed up, I'm going at you. He can't do nothing with them guys on the perimeter. You feel me? When you talk about the greatest defenders I've ever seen, me personally, you're talking about Scottie Pippen, you're talking about Dennis Rodman, you're talking about Gary Payton, you're talking about Tony Allen. Like, these are guys that no matter who's on it, I'm guarding the best person every night, no matter who they are.
And even though he's an asshole, Draymond Green,
hell of a defender. You feel me? Hell of a defender. Those are people that no matter what night it is, I'm guarding. They're making you play Rome and they're making you play QB spy pretty much on the basketball court. They, like, most of the time they in a soft zone, with you just roaming it in the paint. That's not elite defense. That's facts. That's facts. Hey, I'm sorry. OG Anunoby, I'm sorry. When I was mentioning the greatest defenders I've ever seen, did I overlook you? That's blasphemous. That's blasphemous. Because
you got to talk about him on the offensive side too against Wemby, because he was cooking Wemby too. He banged on that nigga like 4 times in the final.
These are straight facts. But now, if you want to talk about the greatest defenders I've seen with my 2 eyes, right? I'm 40. So let's say when I can really understand basketball, I want to say my 32 years of watching basketball and understanding what I was watching. Scottie Pippen number one, OG Anunoby number two. You feel me? When it comes to the greatest defenders I've ever watched with my own two eyes, and I feel like it's a 1A, 1B situation. It ain't even like leaps and bounds ahead. It's more like it's two sides of the same coin, right? Like OG Anunoby is the reincarnation of Scottie Pippen on a basketball court. You feel me? Like that's how I feel about it. And I think Scottie Pippen, to me, now y'all can say something different, but to me, with my own two eyes, Scottie Pippen is the greatest defender I've ever seen because he checked everybody. He checked everybody. It don't matter what position you played. If you was getting buckets, Scotty was going to check you. You feel me? And that's the same thing with OG. Soon as somebody get out of hand, no matter who coaches OG Anunoby, they be like, yo, get him. Get him. He wilding. Get him. Stop that. You feel me? And Wemby is not on par with that. Does he block shots? Yeah. It's what's supposed to happen when you're 7'4" with really long arms. You're supposed to block shots, dog. But it's not like they going and sicking you on somebody and saying cut off the water. You feel me? They're not telling you to cut off nobody's water. They're telling you be scary. Be scary. That's pretty much what they're telling you to do. Go roam around in paint and be scary. But when you have real dogs on defense, like somebody who's like Tony Allen, 6'6", not really, really big in paws, big in size, but we watch him guard power forward. We watched him turn off the water on power forwards, guys who's 6'10" and taller. We watched that happen with Tony Allen. We watched Gary Payton check everybody from the 1 to the 3. We watched it happen. We watched Scottie Pippen check everybody from 1 to 5. We watched it happen. We watched OG check everybody from 1 to 5. We only see Wemby guard 5s and roam the paint. And I'm going to land the plane there.
Defend. Yep.
I just wanted to put a couple names out there because, T-Top mentioned some great names too. But I want to put a couple names out there that, people forget about. Let's not forget about arguably one of the best defensive big men in the league, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. 3-time all-defensive first team, multiple-time DPOY winner, and the NBA all-time blocks leader. Listen, the reason why I'm mentioning a guy like Hakeem is simply put, he altered the other team's offense because of his rim protection and smothering the perimeter. Those are two of the biggest things.
So
you know what I'm saying?
To piggyback on that, Brad, because you have a great point. Hakeem also played in the big man era of basketball. He was shutting off the water on some of the most prolific scorers who were centers in the history of the basketball. He gave Patrick Ewing fits. It was annoying to watch. It was annoying to watch all the problems he was giving Pat on defense because everybody who ever watched Patrick Ewing play basketball knows on offense, Patrick was really him. You feel me? Offensively, Pat was really him. It wasn't too many people could do with Pat, right? But Hakeem was giving Pat problems. Now, you also got to remember that's the same guy who made prime Shaquille O'Neal cry.
Yes. Wept him in the finals.
Listen, prime Shaquille O'Neal. You guarded one of the most unguardable forces the NBA has ever seen. And he cut off the water. You feel me? Like, so, yeah, like in comparison to the other guys that I may have mentioned who guard multiple positions, Hakeem was elite at guarding elite centers. You feel me? You're David Robinson. People people
Tim
disrespect the
Duncan.
admiral. People
Yeah.
disrespect the admiral. Like the admiral was a problem.
You know
Cut
the
off his
admiral look
water.
normal.
Cut off
Word.
his water. This is what I'm saying. Like it's a difference. I've never watched Wemby like say, "Yo, this is my man. I'm stopping him from scoring." It's
Yep.
more of I'm helping. I'm going to block. I'm going to hover around the rim. I'm going to block.
Yep.
Maybe if I'm cut off 1-on-1 and the guy's nervous enough, he try to do a step back, I'm gonna reach out there and I'm gonna block it. But it's never like you're my guy and I'm gonna shut you off. It's never that. You know what I mean? It's never that. And I get it. It is something that they we quote unquote never seen, right? It's something that we quote unquote never seen. I think we saw it with
I think we've
Bobo, but
seen it.
yeah, we saw it with Bobo, but
We've seen it with KP.
facts.
Mm.
Oh, thank, oh, thank you. Because I think help
Because
if
he
it
don't
wasn't
do shit defensively different than what KP was doing when KP before KP got hurt. He was doing the same thing, right? Guards were
wilding.
going into the paint. He was chasing them, getting the block. The same thing you see Wemby do.
So check it. But also I feel this, right? If KP never got injured, he'd be better than Wemby. Because if you look at it, right?
Because he has a
If
better shot.
if you look at it when what this is Wemby's third, this was Wemby's third year, right?
Yeah.
KP had way more of a bag. What KP was wilding.
Hmm.
His team was just ass. You feel me? Like the
KP
Knicks,
was a KP was a mix of Wemby and Cat. Offensively, he was Cat the way he was taking people off the dribble into the paint. Wemby can't do that. Defensively, he played just like Wemby.
yeah. And KP, like you said, KP a better shooter. KP a better shooter. KP had a better handle. KP was wilding.
Yeah.
We really seen it 7'3", almost the same height as Wemby,
Yep.
and was wilding. That's why he got the name the Unicorn because
Facts.
it's something mythical. It is not something that you see. But they want a new face. LeBron is about to retire, and Wemby is the easy target, even though he's very unlikable. Nobody likes him.
I mean, you can't be the face when you're gonna continue to get your ass beat by the face.
It's so easy to say that JB. Somebody said some of the dumbest. Somebody said one of the dumbest things ever. I think it was. Think it was Gilbert Arenas. I can't remember who said it. Oh, um, how many kids you gonna see trying to play like Jalen Brunson in the playground? I said, well, if he won, so there's going to be some, right? Because obviously they see that he's unguardable. If he wins another one, everybody, every kid that knows that I'm going to be a small guard, I'm not going to be 6'4", 6'5". Every kid that knows I'd be lucky to be 6 feet is going to be in a park or with their trainers. Yo, teach me how to play off 2 feet. Teach me how to do these pivots. Let me get my mid-range elite. Let me work on these
Let's say the key.
floaters. Let me
Let's
work
say
on
the
my
key.
strength.
Footwork. Let me work on my footwork like JB, who has footwork second to none in the league.
But, you know, people, again, JB's not flashy, right? They tried to make Ant the face of the league. Ant didn't win nothing. Ant was like that. Well, that's not for me. That's for like JB or guys who want. Nobody likes Jason Tatum enough to make him a face. Everybody hates Jalen Brown. Uh, so is this new French guy? At first, he seemed very humble, right? So obviously, at first glance, you're like, oh, this is the guy. You know, he comes off very like stoic and humble. But then
Bless
you
you.
start,
Right.
thank you. Then you start to realize he's an a-hole. Nobody but Spurs fans like him, and very young kids. Very young kids like him, and Spurs fans. Everybody else is like, this guy.
Yep. I
But
agree. I
JB,
think he's an
I guess
asshole. He's a sore loser. And if you want your kids to look up to him, that's unfortunate. Because to me, I played basketball growing up, and one thing you did was show sportsmanship. And in a league where sportsmanship is such a big thing, right? Like they don't want you scoring when you up 50 in the last 30 seconds. They want you to hold the ball, be a sportsman, like team. But then you allow someone like Wemby to be a crybaby and walk off the court without congratulating the champs, without showing respect all series for that matter. He shouldn't. To me, that's not the face of the NBA. That's not someone that you want to represent the league. I've never bought the hype on him. I don't get it. He ain't all that. He ain't all that. It's too many flaws to his game. It's too many.
But listen, this is why I said in them finals, Wemby was the fall guy. It's like Jack from Rollerball. I'm telling you, this is what they do to stars. Look at all the great stars that came through the NBA. Even Michael Jordan got humble before he became the champ. Am I
yeah,
lying?
fact.
No.
Let's be real.
Kobe, yep.
Kobe got humble. Mike got humble. Listen, we don't even got to talk past Mike. Because once you talk about Mike getting humble, then you already know that
LeBron
the
got
same
humbled several times.
LeBron
You
got
feel me?
humbled quite a bit, including early in his years by the same Spurs that we was referencing. This time, the Kawhi Leonard version.
Not even
You know
just
what
the
I mean?
Spurs.
No.
It was the Celtics.
Dallas.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Dallas. Like he was getting humbled. But yeah, let's moving along because we still
But I
got
will say this one quick second. The difference between all of them and Wemby is the mental toughness. That boy is mentally weak. And that's something you can't teach. You could teach the playing defense. You could teach him to get a shot. You can't teach that mental toughness. He's already what he is what he is.
yeah,
The
you know,
intangible.
and you also got to realize physically what you asking of him, especially to win a championship, might be beyond his reach because he's a very large man. And to run up and down the court, you're going to need him to play 30, 35 minutes a game. And so far into his career, he hasn't showed that that's something that's feasible for him, especially throughout the long playoffs. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying that I haven't seen it yet. And I
Yeah.
don't think I will see it because you're going to have to coddle him throughout the regular season because he does have a very high risk for injury because he's such a large individual, right? Has a very high risk for injury. So you'd be dumb as an organization or as a coach not to kind of like lean towards not risking him getting injured. So you want like I'm not mad at the Spurs for being like, oh, we only gonna play you 20 minutes a game during the regular season because it just makes sense, right? But you can't do that and then expect him to be able to play 35 plus minutes in the postseason continuously all the way to the finals. You can't do it. And that's part of the reason why they lost because he was gassed. After the first quarter, he was out of it.
Yep.
And we just did whatever. And we already gave the NBA the playbook. Run. Run. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? By the end of the second quarter, he's gonna be out of it. Run. Make him have to
No,
get
by the middle of the first quarter, because he gets pulled at the 7-minute mark in the first quarter.
that's a fact. That's a
All the
fact.
time. You
Run.
see it in a lot of them Spurs games. They pull him early in the first quarter because that's how you know he can't run like that.
Gotta run. That
I
that,
mean,
that
Sohan told us. He told
yeah,
us.
fact.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Shout out to Sohan. Shout out for getting that contract with the Trailblazers. Deserved, my boy.
Um,
So moving right along, right? Uh, we did the rematch of quick Christmas. Boom. So
can,
Go
last
ahead,
week,
Fred. Hold on.
I'd rather start this one up, but I'm gonna let T-Time do his thing.
I'm gonna introduce the topic real quick. Then Fred, you go
All
right ahead. You heard the panel talk about it last week. The option that Tyler Nickel may have had to go back to college for his fifth season in college. But what it looks like is that he's gonna make the roster. And can he crack the rotation? Fraz, take away the topic, please.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Tyler Nickel was recently drafted at number 47 in this year's draft by the Knicks. He is 6'7", I believe, and at Vanderbilt, he shot practically 41% from the three-point line. I believe 40 and a half is the exact number, if I'm correct. Yeah, I know y'all can check against my numbers if y'all want. He already gave y'all a glimpse because Sis is showing it right now. I believe this is the game he dropped 18 against Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. And he showed a lot of his scoring ability in this game. Okay. Now, my thing is this, right? We don't need him to be a 20-point scorer. Okay. That's not what we need him to do. But I will tell you some of the things that I would like to see Tyler Nickel do that I think could help this team out. Okay, starting with hitting the open three. Another wing that could possibly hit the open three, corner three, wing three. He's very good at threes. All right.
Yeah,
Off
yeah,
ball
yeah.
movement
That's an
is another
understatement. Yeah,
one, right? Off-ball movement is another one. I want to see how he moves around the court without the ball. If he can fight through screens, if he can make the proper cut, if he can get to the lane, get a wide open lane, easy bucket. Spacing the floor is another. We know that. We've always talked about that with the Knicks. Playing within the offense. You know, that's been a testament to the Knicks this last season and going into this season. We play within our offense. Everybody understanding their role, not doing too much or what, too much on, how they contribute. Cheap depth. All right. You getting them on a rookie deal, probably a two-way deal. Cheap depth. You bring them up when you need them for extra games. You got another three-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely need to see some defense from Tyler. You know what I mean? This team is defense orientated, number one defense in the league. You could go through the stats of the Knicks defense last season, but you got to come in and add to the defense. And I also think that his shooting profile would definitely is going to be interesting to see how that shooting
wow.
profile complements JB
Back up
and
from the
Cat
TV.
as well. All right. That's the thing I want to see. If he could compliment JB and Cat, well, you might got another piece off the bench that's coming in. You thought the bench was deadly last season. You added another piece like that to the bench. Even more of a problem. And people, do me a favor. Do not fall into the trap of saying that he's going to be a shooter. Do not. But can he defend the wings? Can he handle physicality? Pause. Can he create his own shot? Can he survive playoff defenses? And can he make the right decision under pressure? So I think low end expectations, he's a end of the bench guy, development player, right? The high end of the expectations would be we find another playoff rotation piece. Can I land the plane?
So, my fault. Sis, go ahead.
I mean, I'm super happy he's gonna come on. I think I said it last show. I think he complements that second unit well if he's gonna be used. I think he complements them super well. I think he will play well in that cat unit, which is, what was it? Cat, Jose, Deuce, Macau, OG. I forget who it was, but that cat unit, that second unit, I think if he's allowed to play, that would allow Macau to get some rest. I think the reason I say that is, Macau was used in that lineup really for offense. And I think he's not scared to let it fly. And we saw it in Summer League. He's going to come out guns blazing. So I'm happy. I think it's a good piece. I think it's also, like Fred said, a piece to develop because he has so much potential. I think, us not knowing the future of Deuce with us, having Tyler is going to be the swivel, okay, if we can't keep Deuce, which we may not unless he takes a huge cut, we have to pivot and figure it out. And that might be the figure it out part. So, I ain't even mad. And let's not even forget, he's a local kid. He's from New York. He knows what it means to be a Knick. He knows what it means. And, you being drafted to a championship team tells you what they think of you. And so we need you to come out and perform when given the opportunity. You know what I mean? Not a minutes, but just be ready when your number is called. Because we saw last season, time after time, guys being put in games and being productive because they were ready, right? We've seen it with Tyler Kolek. We've seen it with Shamit. We've seen it with Clarkson. We've seen it with all the guys. Mo, everybody's given an opportunity, and when their number is called, they've been ready. And so when his number is called, I fully expect him to be ready. Like you said, defensively, he probably has to build some. I did see some highlights from him in college where his defense was decent. I think if played correctly with the right pieces around him, we can kind of mask until he builds that up. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, listen, I agree with all that, right? And just hit on a point that I was going to, you know, using my own little soliloquy. So I'm going, piggyback off of that. We don't know what's going to happen with Deuce, and I'm saying even in this season, Deuce, love him to death, has a history of being injury riddled. You know, I think I said this when we first drafted Tyler.
Yep.
Said, and it takes Deuce a while to get back in the rhythm. Now you have somebody, maybe he may not have the same, and I think over the last few years, Deuce defensively has fell off. He's not has have been he's not has he not had he
He
has
has
not been.
been.
Yeah, geez Louise. You know when you see the TikTok with people we having those like they can't say the words. Yeah, I just had that just now. That was crazy. He has not been as good of a defender as he has been in his past, right? I'm not saying that he was trash. I'm not saying that he's been trash defensively. He's still been productive defensively. But I'm saying that I've seen a higher ceiling for him in previous years than I have seen over the last couple. Uh, so when you talk about that, and then you talk about like his injury history, and then you talk about somebody who shoots, if not just as good as him, right? That is a lot taller than him. And like you just mentioned, since you've seen his highlights, shown flashes of being a good defender. Talking about going up and get it, erasing it off the backboard. Yeah, chase down. Give me that. Pause. Right. That's somebody you want to keep in the pocket. Because as much as all of us love Deuce, we know how this game go. Nobody retires anymore in a team that they were drafted. If that was the case, Mitch would have retired in it. You feel me? 8 years with a team, you think if anybody was going to do it, he would do it. But yeah, Fred.
Do not forget, people, it's going to be kind of hard to retain Deuce McBride, especially when he's eligible for a contract, 4 years, 90 million.
Oh yeah, he out here. Ugh, he out here.
Remember,
Thank you for the good
NBA
time.
champion adds on to that, to the salary. So becoming a champ for him, put him up to 90 million. Do you want to pay 90 million for a guy who's in and out of the lineup, shaky on defense, injury
And,
prone? We love you, dude. Don't get me wrong. We love you, bro. No funny. But I don't think I want to pay 90 million. You know what I mean?
and then you also gotta ain't a player of Deuce caliber. You can't ask them to take a pay cut. It's generational wealth. It's generational wealth here. Like there's a difference between JB taking a 113 million, excuse me, dollar pay cut because he didn't come from poverty. He didn't come from poverty. His family was good. They were good. They might not have been living in mansions and taking trips every other week because his pops didn't play that long, but you know he didn't play that long and he wasn't that high caliber of a player where he garnered like max contract. But I promise you they were good. I promise there was no want. You feel me? I promise you they lived in nice homes. You feel me? I promise you he went to good schools. You feel me? Like, so there's a difference between him going, I don't really need the 113 right now. Not saying that he wouldn't take the 113, but it wasn't that much of a I need to garner all the cash I can get right now because how I'm gonna take care of my family, right? Because his family already good. That is different for somebody like Deuce, who's like, bro, this 90 mil could change everybody's life.
Right.
It could change everybody's life. You feel me? Friends, family, and friends. You change everybody's life. So you can't really expect him to take that kind of pay cut. You will need him to be a Knick forever. We already got him on a favorable contract, right? So, when that time comes, Duke said he want to be here. We don't. I'm not no Nostradamus, right? I can't tell you if he gonna stay or he gonna go. But all indications lead to, bro, out of here. If he can get 90 million somewhere else, why would he stay? Why would he stay? It don't make sense. Go get your
It's
bag,
close.
young man. And this is
It's
from
close
a
to 80
Knicks
million
fan.
for the other team. It's close to 80 million for the other team. The Knicks could pay him the most, but the other
You
team,
know,
I believe it's around 78 to 80 million for the other team.
That's still more than 13 mil.
Exactly.
guess what?
But that's
Eh, Guess what? The Knicks repeat, and he's an active part of that repeat. He gonna get it. He gonna get the 80
mhm.
mil without a question. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna even bat an eye to give him that bread.
I mean, to
And
be honest, they might give it to him now. That they will give it to him because let's not forget every trade talk that happened always included Deuce. Teams always
facts,
wanted him. The Knicks weren't willing to give it up and didn't make the trade, but
facts.
every trade early on included Deuce.
That's a fact. Donovan Mitchell
And you
trade
see,
famously.
Right.
now you see the other thing with Deuce is this. From what I've read, he's looking for a front-loaded contract, similar to a lot of the guys on the team with the declining money each year. I don't know if that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Especially with the core, with some of the guys from the core already getting those kind of deals.
Yeah,
Second apron that James Dolan don't want to go into. It's a lot of factors that could contribute to that.
yeah. And I get why too, because you want the bulk of your money up front, right? Because you never know what happens the longer you play. But like you said. with a lot of guys having that same kind of money happening. I don't know. I'm not that big of a numbers guy to tell you if it could work or if it can't. It could possibly work, because because like you said, people money is starting to dwindle when he'll get the bulk of his money, right? So it might work. He wants to be here. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be here. It could work, but I don't see it happening. If somebody's get offer him more money, he gonna be out of here. That's why I wasn't mad at Hartenstein. It's like, bro, go get your bread, dog. You feel me? Go get your bread. Like, yeah, but I don't like the way Mitch is moving right now. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what happened. You feel me? I don't know what happened between him and the organization, but I don't like the way he moving. I don't like the way he moved. Once a Nick, always a Nick for sure applies for him. Absolutely. I'm never going to boo a Mitchell Robinson, but I
I
just don't like
will.
the way. Nah, that's crazy, sis. 8 years, a
No, I show
championship.
him love the first game, but when he gets the ball, he's getting booed.
Oh, okay. That make that that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I'm not booing Mitch. I'm not booing Mitch. But when they show him on the screen, I'm gonna clap. You feel me? That's Mitch. He a champ. Yeah, I mean he
No,
gonna
for
get you.
sure. I might shed a tear when they give him his ring.
Yeah, but I don't like the way he moving right now. Yeah, I mean, but going back to Tyler, and this is how I feel about Tyler, right? Uh, absolutely, he could crack the rotation. This is an opportunity thing, right? You know, God forbid, I don't hope nobody get injured, but if it happens, he's probably going to play a little. Yeah, I mean, I would him and Tyler Bolton, bro.
I love voting.
Them two white boys on the court together, that's going to be something special. It's going to be something special because he got a certified dime surgeon. Like, this is going to happen. You will get the ball quick release. It's going to be something magical. I can imagine the kind of havoc they're going to cause in practice. I can imagine the kind of uh, havoc they're going to cause in practice with the second team and you got to deal with that. Come on, bro. Come on. That's gonna be Shamit 2. That's gonna be Shamit 2.0.
And just think about it. Now that you say that, T, like if he was to be on that second unit with a Shamit, we now have two
You
guys
constant.
that's gonna give it to you.
You and if he shows any kind of acclimate for the defensive end, you feel me? Not only two, that's three. You throw, my guy. I'm drawing a blank on my boy name is
Mo.
Kumo D. Yeah, Kumo D. Yeah, you throw Kumo D in the way he shoot. What we talking about? He could play the four.
Facts.
Sherman at the two.
Facts.
Double nickel at the three.
Yeah.
Tyler Bowen at the what we doing? All Jose. What we talking about?
Yep.
I would prefer Jose in that scenario. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would prefer the distribute first guy. Definitely.
I mean, Tyler's a distribute first. Tyler Kolek.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When you group guys that way,
Yeah.
you have more than one guy who could distribute on the floor for the second unit. Hell yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That means you don't got to always have Jose bringing up the rock every time, or you don't even got to have Jose running the offense every time. You know. But real quick, I just wanted to give y'all a little insight to what Deuce McBride's contract would do to the Knicks, right?
Oh.
Real quick, I'm not even going to be long. I'm going to just get to the point, right? So let's say we sign Deuce to this contract, right? First year salary $20 million, right? First year salary $20 million and up, right?
Right now?
Quick hypothetical.
No, it's about to be bedtime.
The Knicks taxable payroll, right? The taxable payroll for the Knicks would go up to $37 million over the luxury tax line. We currently sit right now at 17 million over the luxury tax line.
Double it.
A little more than double it. Yes, a little more than double it. And the worst part about this, all right, so taxable payroll goes to 37 million. The luxury tax bill, okay, listen to this, guys. The luxury tax bill, if Deuce McBride was to be signed under the 20 million first year salary, right, would go from 38.4 million to 124 million. So signing Deuce would add $85 million to the tax penalty, and then put us in the second place.
And then so the worst part of that is we have other guys we got to sign. We got the Cats, the Josh Harts. You know what I mean? Those guys also are old paydays. So yeah, unless he's gonna take less, which again I don't see happen. And I'm talking extremely less, like only a little bit more than he's making right now. I don't see it happening. He's gonna be gone, and so this is why having a guy like Tyler Nickel is super important, because it's time to pivot. And I think the Knicks are not going to just let Deuce walk. If they don't think they can keep him financially, it's gonna be a trade made this season. Because I don't see them just letting him walk.
I would have to agree, sis. No cap. It'd be stupid to let him just walk. It'd be stupid to let him just walk. I feel like it's gonna be a sign and trade situation.
Yep.
But who, I don't know. That's why it might not be a rush for us to sign a big man, because they might have. Hey, hear me out.
Waiting.
Hear me out. Hear me out now. It might be a situation where it happened even before training camp. Deuce might be out here before training camp for a big man.
Similar to how we acquired Cat before the training camp, right?
Hear what I'm talking about. Hear what I'm talking about. Know what I'm talking about. I think that's something I might have to start looking into for the next show. Like big men that are available that might be, a prospect to be traded. Because as much as I would like Nick Richards as a third string center, he's not a third string center, dog. He's not. He's not. He can start for a lot of teams. He can start, and he's young, right? The one person that we thought would be a third string, he went to Europe. He went to Europe. So then you left with the what's the dude that was on the Celtics last year? What the hell his name is? Damn. See, that's how much he don't matter. He don't play no more. Bismack.
Biombo. He's on the Spurs.
Yeah.
He's on the Spurs.
Yeah, that's what I said. I didn't say Spurs.
No, he said Celtics.
Oh, my bad. I don't know. I keep on saying the Celtics. Fuck the Celtics, yo. But yeah, Bismack, he, that's who's on our radar now. Like when you think about it, you take Nick Richards. If I was Nick Richards, I wouldn't sign with the Knicks. I wouldn't. If I was Nick Richards, just be perfectly honest, I'm not signing with the Knicks to be a third stringer. Like I'm gonna wait until I can get a contract with a team and at least be the backup center, right? At the very least, be the second stringer. I got to fight with DeAndre. I mean, Andre
Andre Drummond.
Drummond. Andre Drummond to be the second, to be the third. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing
But T, if ain't no interest, cause ain't nobody signed him, do you sign with the Knicks and be a third string, or don't be in the league at all?
Mm.
Listen, you
Because
gotta think about it.
clearly people don't want him.
You gotta think about it too. All right, if you're Nick Richards, you could sign with the Knicks, be a third stringer. Don't get no PT. I think, well, he like 3 years in the league now, right? Ain't nobody really sending you down to the G League. It's over for that, right? So you getting any kind of hoop time is a wrap if you're a third stringer. It almost might be better for you to be like, I'm going to sit this season out. I'm going overseas. I'm going to wow all these dudes up so everybody can NBA see that, like, I'm still really much him. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to do these guys filthy. And when they see, and I come back next year, it's like, yo, listen, I am averaging this over there. Y'all bugging. Give me my money. And I think it just
Oh,
might be more of him not garnering the money that he wants versus teams being interested. My fault,
oh,
Fred.
so
Yeah.
you think he's gonna pull a you good. You think he's gonna pull a he's on like how the Cavs signed Mario he's on after he was EuroLeague MVP and all that?
Listen, I'm just saying it's a possibility. I just really think it's a money thing. Like he think he's worth this much. He might not be getting the bread that the offers for the bread that he think he's worth.
I
I know teams
mean,
are. He's too good. He's too good. I've seen him hoop. He's too good. Yeah, I mean he's too good to not be on the NBA roster.
You know what's surprising? You talk about free agent centers. Jalen Duren is still a free agent. I'm not saying go after him. I'm saying it's surprising that he ain't get
Oh no,
re-signed.
he's delusional. That's why.
yep.
He's the Lulu. He's the Lulu. Now, what I just said for Nick Richardson goes triple times for that guy. Goes
Mm-hmm.
triple times for that guy. Now, if there's a place where he can actually fight for a roster spot, hit me out. This is a hit me out situation because there's no guarantee that DeAndre Drummond is the second for sure. We gave him a
Andre.
yeah. I keep on saying DeAndre. He looked like a DeAndre. But Andre Drummond is the bona fide second stringer as far as centers go. I know Durant thinks he's a starter. He is a starter on a lot of teams, but you're not gonna get that kind of money. And when you realize nobody gonna give you the kind of money you want, where are you going? Where are you going? You know what could get you the kind of money you want?
A ring.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me, sis.
A
You
ring.
you saw where I was going with it. I was laying down the groundwork and sis picked it right up. Like, yeah, okay, this is the road. You hear what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. If you think that you are a max player, right? Or not close to max. If you think you're a 20 million plus player, right? You come to a team and you become pivotal off the bench. I'm talking about undeniably like they don't win if without your contribution. Oh, you can get that. Especially when they know you was a former all-star. Oh, imagine what he could do when he's not by playing behind Cap. But everybody saw what you did in the playoffs. It was a stinker.
Shit the bed. Shit the
it
bed.
was a it
It
was
was
a
a
stinker,
laugher.
homie.
It was a
Yeah.
laugher. Absolute
Yeah,
laugher.
yeah. Facts. It was a stinker,
Absolute
homie. So
laugher.
for what you think you're worth, you ain't gonna get that. You know what I mean? Either set your rings lower or join the team that's gonna compete. That's it. You feel me? Join the team that's gonna compete and be pivotal in your role. be pivotal in your role. Because listen, what Mitchell Robinson got for only playing 15 minutes in the playoffs,
Some games
man, play
20, some games 20, some games 20.
when Cat was in foul trouble, we ain't have no other choice.
Yeah.
If Mitch did that, imagine what you get for playing 20 plus minutes off the bench and being pivotal on both sides of the basketball. Come on, son. But anyway, moving along because we got a few more topics. My brother Fred's got to go. I know he looking at the time. Uh, so excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I got a burp. Excuse me. Defending the crown. Are the Knicks ready to be hunted? You know, with being champion, you know you want to get everybody's best shot every night, right? We spoke about that a little bit in the beginning when we talked about, the first game being against the 76ers. But you know for sure, every time you step out on the court, everybody's treating that like it's their NBA championship. The question is, are the Knicks ready and prepared to handle that kind of competition every night? Sis, you can start this one off.
The Knicks are absolutely ready. The Knicks are absolutely ready. I think that's the one thing about this team compared to other teams that people overlooked, other than us Knicks fans. This team celebrated, they enjoyed the moment, and they locked right back in. And you hear it when you hear our guys talk during the off season. You see it when you see them back in the gym already. You know what I mean? You see it. This team is not a team that's just okay. You know, when Macau said it in the live that JB ain't done, I believed him. But when I heard Mama Brunson say it recently, it made it even more believable. You know, he's happy, he enjoyed it, he's revved in the moment, but he's locked back in and he wants more. He wants to really prove to everybody that this ain't a one-time thing. He wants to prove that, because even with this championship, people are saying he's still too small. He can't do it again. He wants to prove I'm the best small guard this league has ever seen. And I truly believe that. And that's not just him. Like you said earlier, T, if you thought Cat was a problem, championship Cat, who's now the head of the offense, is going to be a huge problem. And to have that unlocked is crazy. You know, we've already unlocked OG like never before offensively. I'm scared to see what championship Macau looks like.
I told y'all OG was gonna come out of his shell offensively. It took him some time, but he did. And I told y'all that.
Only that word be about championship account. He's still outside having too much fun for my liking. Got locked back in, Macau. Yeah, listen, I get it. I get it. You was at the Dominican Day parade. Locked back in. Locked back in. You ain't locked in. If you at the DR parade, you ain't locked in, homie. I know why you out there for. I know. I know. I know why you out there, Mr. Cal.
I'm just glad he wasn't a Dykeman during the DR parade. All right, I'm just glad he wasn't a Dykeman. All right, you know what happened to Dykeman in this year's DR parade. You know why I'm saying that, all right? But
Yeah,
real quick, if I may, if I may touch on this topic real
absolutely.
quick, you know what I'm saying? The first thing is simply this: is the Knicks still hungry? You heard Sis say it earlier. Is the Knicks gonna come out with that same hunger? I don't want them to get complacent. You know what I mean? It's all about the repeat in the NBA, where in the last 7 years, 8 years, it has not been a repeat champion. JB is ready to go after a repeat. Mikhail said it in that lie. Do you think he ain't ready for another run? You're kidding me. Because he is. Not only that, This is something that I wanted to touch. I don't think nobody really thought about this for a minute. Maybe you did, maybe you did. Again, I'm gonna pose a question. What would you think Jalen Brunson would want his legacy to look like? Think about that for a minute, y'all. Think about that. Especially with the series of events that led to him coming to the Knicks and eventually end up helping us win a title. He wanted to be the guy here. He wanted to play in New York. He's already been in New York. His pops played for New York. And you saw over these last 4 or 5 years we've had Brunson, the hunger which he showed to say, I want to bring the title to New York. He wants another one.
I mean, he answered the question. He answered the question in a interview with his pops, where they asked him, what do you want the Brunson legacy to be when it's all done? And his answer was champion. His answer was champion.
This on point to 19 times.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, he's so fresh in his career that champion, he's not done. He's not done. T says it all the time. He's a psychopath. That man is not done by any means. I have no doubt that as long as he's a Knick, as long as he's willing, able to play basketball, that man will be a contender because he has the heart of a champion. He has the mindset of a champion. That's some shit when we talk about, and we said it in the last show, that Kobe mentality, that Mamba mentality. He embodies that shit. And I'm just so blessed that he's a Knick. I couldn't be happier to have anybody else on this team than Jalen Brunson, because as long as we have him, we will have contenders. He will do whatever it takes, including taking less money, including handing the ball to his big man to run the offense, including bringing his college teammates onto the team. You know what I mean? He will do whatever it takes to win. And there's not many guys in this league, in this day and age, that will do what Jalen Brunson has done. And this is just the beginning. This was the appetizer. The appetizer. We have yet to see the main course or the dessert.
And not to mention, my bad, teacher. I just wanted to finish that real quick.
Yeah,
not to mention, right? Carmelo Anthony said he would have rather the extra 113 million than a ring. Carmelo, I fucks with you, Melo, but I'm sorry, bro. I might have to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, listen.
Because ain't no amount of money in the world can buy you an NBA title.
This is none. You remember what I was saying about where people come from is different. Melo come from poverty, man.
Yeah.
That extra 113 million changes lives. I'm not just saying his because he had a lot of contracts before that, but that extra bread puts a lot of extra other people up and good for forever. You feel me? But you know that's not what I want my talking point to be centered around what Melo would do. You feel me? But clearly you're right too, because there's a difference between why Brunson's the champion and why he's not. But are the Knicks ready to defend their crown? Like, you know, like Sis said, I already been calling him the little psycho. The little psycho, they got the little psycho in the locker room, right? Because even if everybody else ain't locked in on the next year, when they see JB in that mode and start looking everybody in the face like, yo, the fuck we doing? Everybody else going. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
Everybody else going to lock in.
Yep.
I mean, I know what T's going to say, But
Of course.
it's all
I'm
about
back. I'm back. I'm sorry.
your
I'm back.
leadership. Go ahead.
Yeah. Everybody else gonna lock in. You feel me? And that's gonna put them right in the place where they need to be to get back into that mode. Because it all starts with your leader. If your leader has that, oh, I did it. I did it already. Like everybody else is gonna start to kind of have that, oh, or try to walk through the season with like, oh, we're gonna beat everybody. We beat everybody last year. Everybody else gonna start carrying that same weight. But when the little psycho walk in, like, yo, they said we was gonna do it again. They said we couldn't do it again. Guess what? I want to do it again. I want to do it again this year. I don't want to do it again next year. I want to do it again this year. And with that are they ready? You talk about the greatest one of the greatest performances in NBA history for a team. Like this, what we talking about? What we talking about? Are they ready? Are they ready? This is the difference between this team and other teams. There has been no major shifts. We lost Mitchell Robinson. Is that a loss? Absolutely. Is what he do could be replaced? Absolutely not. But did we kind of what's the word I'm looking for stymie the bleeding? And that's not stymie ain't even a real word, but did we like kind of
We put a band-aid on it.
did we kind of colorize the wound? I be knowing what I be saying, but I don't be knowing the words for real, right? I don't know how to pronounce the words, but I know the words if that makes sense, right? Colorize the wound, like when you burn it, so it won't bleed no more. Did we do that? Yes, with Andre Drummond, for sure. For sure. He's still a very potent force on the offensive glass, right? Is he going to get the same kind of offensive rebounding rate as Mitchell Robinson? No. But who knows? Because he never had a team around him this way where he could just be like, yo, all we need you to do is focus on getting the offensive boards, homie. You know what I mean? Like, he never had that team. Or they can be like, yeah, sometimes get offensive boards. Sometimes we might need you to shoot threes. Like, but mostly we kind of want you to just rebound.
But wait, you got to add in one important one important aspect, to Drummond's game. He specializes in pick and roll.
He said better.
Well out of the pick and roll.
He said better. That's one thing I hate about Mitchell Robinson's game. Mitchell Robinson said the worst picks in America.
Yeah.
Worst picks. Horrible picks.
A lot of moving screen calls.
I wasn't even moving. He wouldn't even set the screen for real.
He was like fake setting the screen.
It'll be like off angle because he's trying to get ahead on the
so he could get the lob.
Yeah, but they're already looking at that. You know what I mean? You showing your hand when you do that. You know what I mean?
Andre Drummond is gonna put somebody on their ass. Boo!
Let's start game one, Embiid.
For sure. Knock his ass out. They friends though. You know they friends. You're not gonna do it because they friends.
Not on that basketball court, they friends. Wait a minute. I don't agree with that. I think it's gonna be different.
Look, you said you knew what it means to be a Knick. You better show us.
Yo, what he need to do, right? If I'm Mike Brown, right? What I'm gonna do, right? If I'm Mike Brown, right before the game, I'm gonna show him that film of LeBron and them talking about when Kobe played Pau Gasol in the Olympics.
Yes.
And Kobe said,
boom!
Said the first play, I know what they're gonna run. I'm gonna run right through that mother. And he did it, and everybody was like, oh, and they was surprised because that's your brother. You ain't gonna do that. Show him that. Be like, yo, listen, first screen you set on him, knock his ass out. Take the foul. Even if it's take it. Take it. That's fine. We live with it. We'll live with it. Just to let him know, like, yo, it's different. You feel me? We're not saying hurt him, but just let him know. Boom! Yeah.
Yep.
Because you trying to win or you trying to be buddies.
Yep.
That's the difference. That's the difference. And that's the difference in caliber of mind You gotta have when you try to win a championship. This is why Kobe is a 5-time champion and LeBron is only a 4.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you ask me, right, who is a difference between who's the greatest and who's the most talented. LeBron James is the most talented basketball player I've ever seen,
Right.
right?
Right.
Michael Jordan is the greatest. Kobe is the second to that, in my eyes, right? In my eyes, I don't know who you put better than Kobe. I don't know who you put better than Kobe. Who you put better than Kobe? You don't put nobody better than Kobe.
It's kind of tough.
You, and the reason why is the pursuit of greatness. You feel me? It's the constant pursuit of greatness and not giving a fuck not giving a crap how anybody feels about you with what you do and how you get there. You feel me? Jordan Jordan was a terror to his teammates. They said as much. You watched the last dance. They said this guy was
Hell yeah.
crazy. But
Psycho.
that's the way he pursued his greatness. You feel me? Because I hold you to the standard that I hold myself,
Mm-hmm.
right? I hold myself to so I know you might not be as talented, but you better work as hard. And Kobe's from that same cloth. Listen, you might not be as good as me, but you better work as hard as me.
Mm-hmm.
JB leads from a different example. You're going to see this work, right? You're going to see it. I'm going to be a teammate to you. I'm going to be a great teammate to you. But you're going to see this work, and it's going to make you want to work. And because I'm so great to you, you're going to be like, damn, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. I can't leave my brother out there by himself. And they did a great job the team also did a great job of surrounding him with people that he didn't have to super motivate. There's a lot of self-motivated people that are willing to be led. Michael Jordan and Kobe led by force. You can put anybody on. They put Dennis Rodman on the team with Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan's like, I could kind of control that. You feel me? Kobe was the kind of same way. Like, yo, listen, I don't care who you. If they got skill, I could get them to the promised land. Lamar Odom was smoking crack and was a champion. Come on now.
Right.
Come on now. So I'm bringing all this into culmination to say that JB is cut from that cloth, but just in a different formula. You know what I mean? Cat has been an all-star more than JB pretty much been in the league. It's almost the same. As long as they've been in the league, Cat been an all-star that whole time, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as he came to the team, Cat, that's Cat. It's Cat. When it's the fourth quarter, who Cat give you the ball to? Cat. So are the guys ready is the question to be hunted. Jalen Brunson is the captain. What do you think? What do you think? And anybody's coming for their crown, they're going to have to learn a hard lesson. We got one more to go, and then we out of here, y'all. Oh, wrong banner. Hold on. Boom. Russell Westbrook retires after 18 seasons. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think it would hurt as much for somebody who is not a Knick to see retire as it hurt for me to see Brody retire. I'm going to be short-winded as possible. I'm going to start this one off. Listen, as a Knicks fan, I do, I tell y'all all the time I tell everybody on the time on here, like, I'm a fan of hoops. You know what I mean? I'm a Knicks fan first. I'm a fan of hoops second. I watch Russ play. I watch Russ play a lot. Only one Russell Westbrook. You feel me? I don't see anybody being able to do the things that he was able to do on a basketball court at his size one. Because Oscar Robertson had him by like what? Like 4 inches?
I think a
Russell
little,
like
a little bit, a little taller than that.
how tall was the Big O?
He had to have been like 7.
Nah, Big O was a 7. He was like 6'10".
Nah, actually, he was 6'5".
He
He
was
was 6'5".
6'5".
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So boom. All right, that's a
accurate.
perfect. I was off. I said Oscar Robertson had about like 4 inches. Russell Westbrook like 6'4". Uh, but there's no when what Oscar Robertson was doing, what he was doing, they thought it would never be seen again, right? And it took like 20 something years for Russell Westbrook to do it again. Is it possible that somebody could do what Russell Westbrook did? Yes. Is it likely? No. No. And is it likely for that person to play 18 years in the NBA and still be impactful when he steps on the court? No. No. I think Russell Westbrook gets too much slack for not winning more than his teammate that was on that team. Uh, and that's unfair. And the sad part is that followed him to the rest of his career, to the end of his career, to him being forced to be retired, because I feel like this is a forced move. Yeah, I mean, there's a narrative that was spread about Russell Westbrook that I believe that's not true. Everybody who's played with him that I've heard said that that's their best teammate that they ever had. Uh, but you appreciate it, Russell Westbrook. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, I mean, from a Knicks fan, you are appreciated. Thank you for giving me a number of oh my God moments. You feel me? Too many to count. And most importantly, thank you for giving me the 2020 game on after Nick passed. That was super important, not only for basketball, but for the culture. You did that. I appreciate that. And I'm going to land the plane there.
I mean, what are we talking about here? 209 triple doubles. Not to mention, I believe he averaged a triple double in 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Averaged the triple double. That's a very hard thing to do as a point guard. Is average a triple double. You hear more centers and forwards averaging triple doubles than a point guard. I mean, don't get me wrong. Since after Russell Westbrook left OKC, I felt like he wasn't the same in a way. He was still playing at a high level, but I felt like, they didn't do right by him after they drafted him. You know what I mean? Like, he did so much for that expansion OKC team. Even before, because he got drafted in Seattle, not OKC. He got drafted in Seattle.
Yep.
And played in Seattle for the first season. Then they moved. Right? 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA selection, 2-time scoring champion. Led the league in assists 4 times or 3 times? 3 times, excuse me. I think it's 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Okay. I mean, I don't think we ever gonna see nobody put up that many triple doubles ever. And the one thing that I will always remember about Westbrook as I land the plane is this. He was one of the most ferocious rim attackers at point guard you ever saw play the game of basketball. Vert like a mofo. Ferocious dunks, all kind of spectacular plays. Like T-Time said, the 2020 game. Wait, T-Time, am I correct? In that 2020 game, did he hit the three to win it?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. I can't remember. I
I'm
ain't gonna lie.
sure. Never
But it
say
was.
I'm definitely on that.
I think it was because it was a big deal because I think he needed those points for the 20 points.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I know. Matter of fact, I believe it was OKC versus Denver was the game, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe the last three he hit won the game. I may not be right. Don't quote me on that. I'm not saying I'm 100%. You know what I mean? But
I
listen,
know.
Brody,
I I know. At the end of the game, he was very close to completing the
yeah,
20-20-20, and he needed something. I don't know if it was the rebound or the points, but I think it was the points. You might be right.
cool.
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah,
Brody,
Brody will
sis,
be
talk
missed,
time.
man.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say happy retirement to him. I think one thing that I respect about him is that he did it his way. He didn't care what the media had to say about him. He didn't care what fans had to say about him. He was true to himself, and I always respect guys like that. I think, a lot of times people get money and get into the league and they change who they truly are, and he never did. He had no he had no issue with clapping back at people. He had no issue of speaking his mind. So, we all know what he did on the court. But for a guy that came out of LA who could have chosen the streets and not been productive to remain himself throughout his entire career, I respect that about him 100%. And so I hope he enjoys retirement. I'm a little sad that he didn't get the farewell that he deserved going through, his final goodbye in the season because it came so unexpected. That's a little, saddening. But I mean, I'll always respect him for sure.
Wait, I
Sis,
think
oh,
I
yeah.
remember now. My bad. I think I remember now. Sis, you just may remember now. As a matter of fact, it wasn't Denver. He played the Lakers because he tributed the game to Nipsey. That's what it was. I remember now.
Yeah.
That's the
I will
game.
say this. If it's this one player, you know, that's not a champion that deserves a farewell tour, Russell.
Definitely was.
Facts.
Definitely was.
He deserved the farewell tour because like what he did for the game is pivotal. And yo, Russ, dance your way all the way into retirement because I know he like dancing. Dance your way all the way in retirement, gang, because just know you left it everlasting mark on the game of basketball. You left it in a better place than when you received it. And I hope you find comfort in that if you see it or you see this or not. I just hope you find comfort in the fact that you left basketball in a better place than you received it. And shout out to that. If y'all don't have nothing else, we've been on here for 2 hours and 8 minutes
Sis.
with almost nothing to talk about. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, all right, now,
Well,
Fraz, you know what time it is.
well, I just want to say thank everybody for watching in the comments at home, wherever you at in the world. And do remember, press like for your favorite pen if you like the content you see. Kevin is always Kevin. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn the bell to all so you get all notifications when Knicks N Ish goes live next. And don't forget, go and touch on the Shopify for the Knicks N Ish. And please go in and copy yourselves some merch. I would love to see people wearing the hoodie like T-Time was during the whole playoffs. Get you a parlay Lord hat or one of them lovely drinking glasses that T-Time showed on one of the previous episodes. You know what I mean? I know he got one over there. He got one right
Nah,
behind there. I know he.
I was just using it as in a dish rack.
Oh, okay. You're good. You're good. But don't forget, copy yourself some merch at the Knicks is Shopify. You know what I mean? There go the link right there. You see it right there, right there, going across the screen right
Right for the bottom for
there.
sure.
And as always, Shout out to everybody who pulled up. Y'all know the vibes. We will see y'all next Wednesday night for another episode of Offseason Knicks N Ish. Now do me a favor. Hit the outro.
Boom shakalaka. The Knicks is the difference. Our grit, that's the difference. These kids are just different. And our pot, you know we live. Brass tags the parlay, Lord. Let's go.